Can you read this? Because these can. In fact, I built these glasses to be real-time decryption glasses, meaning they can decrypt anything from printed text to tablets to even handwriting. With a glance, they can reveal secret messages and encode new messages just by speaking to the mic on our watch from last video. Encoded by voice and decoded by sight. If that sounds cool to you, I suggest you buckle up. I'm from the future, and this is Project Optic. The plan was simple. Write a program to see an image, translate that image to text, and then translate that text to English. I would do this using computer vision. Actually, let's go into that topic a bit more. Computer vision is an application of AI used to translate the curves of numbers and letters into text. Now, this may seem like a simple task to us humans and cyborgs, but it's actually really complex. You're essentially recognizing scribbles on paper into the very concepts of what a number is or what a word represents. However, just like our brains, a computer uses neural networks for this task too, breaking into smaller tasks of recognizing snippets and then kind of pushing it all together in one merger. It then scales that up until it gets something at the end. Other YouTubers have done a much better job of explaining this, particularly 3 Blue 1 Brown. He's one of my favorite channels, and you should really check him out if you haven't already. Why you should care though, is because this allows our program to see the world. Yeah, so cryptography? This is a huge topic, but we'll keep it within a tight scope. Cryptography, at its core, is the art of using algorithms to encrypt messages just for select parties to see. This really could be as simple as you take a word, and then you say you'll shift every letter in that word up a bit. It may be an easy cipher, but now it no longer has your message. They're encrypted using a key, and the key is just like a physical key. If you have it, you can encrypt a message, and if your recipient has it, they can decrypt that message. But critically, for anyone who doesn't have the key, if they have the message, they can't read it. Spies have used this for years, with tons of different techniques. Many are really interesting, actually. And just as importantly, we'll use it to reinforce terrible security habits. And when I say terrible, I mean bottom of the barrel. So, I figured we'd read messages with an onboard camera near the user's eye, have an onboard key to encode or decode those messages, and display them on the screen or read them out loud, whichever makes sense in the situation. And for those without the glasses, they won't have any clue about our normal adult passwords. Okay, I feel like we have a good plan, so let's start putting nuts and bolts to all this theory. What I'm thinking is this. We'll run these algorithms on the mighty AI from last video, a voice-activated watch with ChatGPT connection and a lot of compute power. But here, we'll just be using that compute power. If this is our brain, let's give it the sense of sight. We'll give it a tiny camera to read images, like we mentioned earlier. This will serve as a conduit not just for this computer vision application, but also anything else we want. Whether it be just taking pictures or training some local neural net on board to recognize faces or certain objects and display that information. I guess that's a build for another day. This brain is weak and floppy, no offense. So we'll need to design a mount for this brain on the glasses. Let's design that now. We'll need something to conform to the glasses well. I found a hole in the front, so this can serve as a foothold. We'll design an impression for the board to sit, and then we can secure that board using some wire. And then secure the module to the glasses with a zip tie. Yes, this can be thinner, but it actually works in our favor. By having it thicker, the ribbon wraps around more cleanly. I like it. It reminds me of what everyone wears back home in the future. Okay, let's get this print going. Oh yeah, print beds aren't always level, which can really hurt a print. but I installed a probe to this printer that maps any deviation in the print bed in the Z-axis. Then it corrects for it in the software for a level print. So even if the bed isn't level, the nozzle will still make adjustments, meaning that there are very few level mistakes. Pretty neat. This is our live feed from our camera. It's what the computer will see in the field, but we can help it further improve by pre-processing the image. There's a lot of pre-processing techniques, but what we'll do here is just jack up the contrast to help it recognize the text. So instead of seeing this, it'll see this, and recognize it much more reliably. It gets decoded when it gets passed to our key, the same key that could encrypt new messages. This is a custom cipher encryption for demo purposes, by the way. It's pretty weak, but it's strong enough for our application. We'll design a snapshot into what the camera is seeing for the watch. We'll convert all of these pixels that you see in a normal picture into a bitmap, and then we'll show a live feed of that, frame by frame. We'll also code in some tools to know that we're at an ideal distance, like a little kill zone, and that way we would know our angle is right or wrong when we just have our watch. This way, we ensure the code does its job on the go. We're about ready to integrate everything into our final glasses, and though the recognition is pretty good so far, it could be a whole lot better with better components. Pretty cool, huh? Everyone has these in the future. If you remember, we said we needed encryption of any message using voice,
decryption,
and decryption of any message using our glasses.
Decryption.
Nice. Now this demo is to show that it's actually the glasses decrypting. No other camera, no tricks.
Cryptography.
Let's take this for a spin. First, I converted all my passwords to an encryption hub and left it next to my iPad. I left it on the counter for a week with permission to Venmo anyone $20 if they could open it. But no one bid, and no one could even read the prompt. But I still could, and when the time was right, I glanced, got the info I needed, and logged on. $20 from me to me. How generous. Now we're in the demo section right now, and I get a lot of comments about how people want to see more demos in these videos. And I agree, that's some of the funnest parts to film. But a lot of the times when I use this stuff, it's after I already make the video. So if you want to see a specific demo, comment below, or this is something I might take care of on my Patreon. Wink, so consider subscribing to there. Okay, I think that's it. See ya.